Hi, I'm Catherine Goshen, a professional astrologer from the village of Nyack in New York State, and I'm passionate about in-depth astrology and getting to the heart of the matter. In this video, I want to talk about the potential energies available for Libra in 2021. And if you are new to the series of videos, I recommend that you watch your rising sign first, then your sun, and then your moon. So Libra, in 2021, you have the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius traveling through your 5th house. And this event actually takes place at the end of 2020 on December the 21st. This is a very powerful time for you because for 2020, you had these planets in the area of your home, to do with usually the father, to do with your roots. And there was a lot of deep processing going on for you, especially those of you with Libra rising. Now we have these two planets moving into air signs, into your 5th house, which is a place of pleasure. It is a place where we explore our creativity. It is a place where our children also reside because they are our creations. And it is also the house of speculation, and it is a house of potential romance for those of you who are possibly single and looking for a permanent partner. Now, Libra, you know that your ruling planet is Venus, and she is operating on the active principle here, ruling Libra by day and Taurus by night. Libra women tend to be slow to mature as they are emitting this beautiful harmony and elegance. But because of this emotional immaturity, sometimes their partners are able to dominate them in relationship. And the potentials for this year, Libra, is that you are going to have the possibility for emotional maturation. So perhaps you will start to dress in a more mature fashion, or let your hair be in a more mature hairstyle, and finally embrace the age that you are, because you are beautiful, and your emotional maturity is something that is hard earned. And with so many energies in your 5th house, in particular Saturn working with Jupiter, there is a real possibility of becoming very comfortable with who you are, with your age, and learning to stand your ground in your relationships. For those of you that have a late Libra rising degree, and let's say between 24 and 27 degrees of Libra, you will still be experiencing the power of Pluto during 2021, because Pluto, unlike Saturn and Jupiter, has not left the sign of Capricorn yet. So this is a promise for deep inner transformation that is sometimes a very private matter. When Pluto is contacting your ascendant, there might be things going on in your life that only you are aware of, but they are bringing about very deep change. So if you do have the opportunity to speak to someone whom you trust, it's a great year for that. And just to embrace the fact that this transformation will ultimately be empowering for you. Now let's embrace the year and see what's going on month by month. Well, the year starts off for you, Libra, with a good dose of vitality. You generally tend to have high energy when the sun is in Capricorn, and you should be feeling good. The themes that are coming up for you from January the 6th onwards are to do with joint finances. It's a good time for you to get your taxes in order and begin to sort out any kinks that might have developed in 2020 due to the coronavirus. If you have mortgage issues that need attending to, January is your month, as is any deep work on yourself, such as psychotherapy. This is also favored at this time. So tackle these projects, and some of them may be a little bit distasteful to you. I strongly recommend that you embrace them at this time because you will be helped. For most of February, you will have that fifth house that we mentioned in the beginning, which is your overarching theme for the year. You will have that visited also by a Mercury retrograde period and by your ruling sign Venus. So all that this means is that that fifth house is again extremely activated for you in February 2021. Children may be important at this time. You may find a new romantic partner if you're looking. And with the retrograde there is also the opportunity to take stock carefully of what's going on, because what happens in February will most likely set the tone for the year. You're going to revisit some themes that came up in 2020 to do either with children, creative projects, or speculation. And the suggestion is that this would be a good time to finish off old projects from last year and to really clean the slate. For most of March and April, there is the potential for long distance travel, which obviously depends on the coronavirus. And there is also the potential for study or higher learning, and for putting yourself out there and reaching a greater audience through international channels, such as modern technology. Your full moon will be on March 28th, and this is a very good time for seeing some projects to completion. Has something in your life reached fruition now? Is there something that you've been working on that now can come to an end? And this full moon will mark that time for you. So take note of that. And if you need to promote your business and put yourself out there, these are the months that you want to do it in. Then there's a trajectory building, because from the end of April until early June, all the focus seems to hone in on your career. Take what you learned in March and April and keep the ball rolling, and push that energy into whatever you do. If you don't have a career or work, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, think about the role that you are playing in the world at this moment. You may have some roles that are not paid, but you do them anyway, you volunteer. So when I'm talking about career, be creative in how you envisage it. Whatever you do, this is a good time to invest in your work, invest in your status. Put yourself out there and put the effort in. It's a great time for moving forward with things and for remembering that throughout the year, The more creative you can get at work, the more you will be rewarded. During the first 3 weeks of June, you'll have a second Mercury retrograde period, once again in that 9th house that we mentioned. So if you had been dealing with international projects or traveling during March and April, you're going to get an opportunity then to revisit and to tidy up those areas. And after that, we're on to a relaxation time for you. So mid-June to the end of July, there's a wonderful opportunity to gather with friends, to get together with any groups or organizations. Hopefully, the coronavirus will allow you to meet in person. If not, I still see this July as a very deep relaxation period for you. And also a time, if you cannot take a holiday at this time, it's a good period where money or rewards should come in from the work that you put in earlier in the year. So perhaps you can facilitate something where you get to take a little time off and money is still coming in for you, Libra. August continues in a quiet vein. I see you hidden away a little bit in August, not so visible, and taking some time for yourself where you get to retreat a little bit from it all and do whatever you need to do in the privacy of your own space. Great time not to push anything too much, but just to let things be and let things unfold in their own time. If you have Moon in Libra, September will be a time where it would be great to go for your well visits, your annual checkups, and to generally just give yourself a little bit of extra love and care. For those of you with Sun and Libra rising, you will have your ruler Venus in Libra from August 16 till about September 10. And that's a great time for small pleasures, small joys, wonderful time to do a makeover and to take yourself away for a few days if this is possible. Then as your birthday month begins in around September 23rd, happy birthday, Libra. You have not only the sun in your first solar house shining all its light on you and revitalizing you after that quiet time, you'll also have another Mercury retrograde period where Mercury will be in your sign, in your first house. And this will allow you 3 weeks or so to take a little bit of a break in terms of catching up with all those things that you let slide over July and August. You'll now have an opportunity to tackle those, to finish off projects, especially those creative projects that you're working on this year, Libra. I'd really like to encourage you, if you don't have a creative hobby at this time, to find something that brings you extreme joy, that you do just for the love of it, not to please anyone, not to make money, but something that you can do when you have an extra few minutes. And this will be that time now for catching up with those things. It's also a good time to catch up with health issues, any niggling things that you put on hold that you want to take care of. It could be something small, maybe an ache in your arm. Take care of it. It's going to not go away unless you give it your full attention. Your new moon for the year, Libra, will be on October 6th. And that's a very special time for you. That's when you connect with yourself because it's your birthday month. And you also set your intentions of where you'd like to be by October 2022. It can be a very powerful time. Please take a day or two on either side of all the dates that I give, because it depends on your time zone. And this is a particularly powerful new moon because Pluto will be stationing direct at this time. So Pluto is about things that are taking place deep within our subconscious, things that we need to bring to the surface in order to allow our empowerment to blossom. So use this time around October 6th to journal, to spend some time alone, and to come up with how you wish to finish the year. From November 1st, for about 6 weeks, you then have Mars traveling through your house of finances. And this is going to allow you time to bring the money in, but possibly also to spend a little money on yourself. Mars is very strong in Scorpio. So I see this as a potential time to increase the amount of money you're bringing in and to take a look at the budget, see where you could possibly cut down on some expenses, because you might be feeling a little bit of friction between wanting to spend and wanting to save. So that is a holiday time in the US, end of November. And watch your expenditure and take a moment also to think about and perceive your own self-worth, because what you earn is often in direct proportion to how you value yourself. So I'd like to suggest that November and early December are a wonderful time for appreciating yourself, for taking time to value yourself and all that you do, not only the paying work that you do. And perhaps you will receive some real revelations surrounding this at this time. And finally, from December 19, well into the end of January 2022, your ruling planet Venus will be taking a holiday. She'll be going retrograde in that area of your chart which represents the home. So traditional astrology gives us the caution that this is not a good time to do a makeover of our home. It's not a good time to buy new furniture, to paint the house, redecorate, or to do too much of a makeover for yourself as well. The positive suggestions during a Venus retrograde period would be to relax, to take a few days alone, if that is possible, take a break from your loved ones, and to use the time to just enjoy what is there. And there's another suggestion that the second half of December and into January is a great time to connect with your brother or your sister. All your siblings are favored. Perhaps they will be visiting you at this time. And it's also a great time, if visits are not possible, just pick up the phone, do a Zoom call, see how they're doing. Don't leave things too long. That's all I have for you at this time for 2021, Libra. All I can do now is wish you a prosperous, healthy, happy, and joyful 2021. And please watch for your loved ones, watch your other ascendant or moon sign. If you found this video at all helpful, Please like and subscribe. It helps me to continue to make these videos for you. Wishing you well. Until next time.